Hey guys, so Blizzard just made an announcement of their 20th anniversary World of Warcraft event, and instead of being like a 2 or 3 week event, it's actually going to be like a 11.05 full-on patch event because it's a big deal. 20 years makes you feel old, right? And the main focus, I'm not going to go through their whole video about all the things. They're having a bunch of events going on, but basically I wanted to focus on, as you can probably see from my screen here, I took this from Wowhead, I'll put the link down below, is they're updating the tier 2 sets from way back in Classic. The Classic Paladin, of course. You can see here, they definitely, with my mouse, they highlight the Paladin one for sure. And I thought I would just kind of go over them and share this news if you've been maybe living under a rock, and me just sharing the hype, because tier 2 has some of the cool sets. I'm not a Paladin main, but I think a lot of the sets from tier 2 looking fantastic, so I thought I would go through them. And they even added them for the race, or for the classes that weren't around back then. So yeah, I thought we would just kind of go through this. We don't know when this anniversary event's going to begin. I'm assuming around November, because that's when the anniversary happens. Maybe because it's going to be like a 2 or 3 month thing, maybe they'll start a month before, so maybe October. But without further ado, let's take a look. And this is, I think, as much as we have, like, we can't look at the models yet in game. But as you can see here, we've got the Hunter. I will say this color is just a little... I've never been a fan of this Hunter set. I forget I honestly can't tell you the names of the sets, but this is the... I can tell you which is which, though. So this is the Hunter set. I like the dragon aesthetic, but the colors are, just not very Hunter-y to me. Then we have the Mage, I think Netherwind, or yeah, the Mage set. I always thought it was a cool set. Definitely seems heavily focused on like Arcane Mage. And then the Death Knight set, of course, inspired by... it kind of reminds me of the Legion set that looks like Arthas, but it's like very Witch King-y set. I love it. As someone that plays a Death Knight, I think this is right up my alley. I think, can I just scroll? Yeah, and then I can just scroll this way. So, Warrior, Druid, Priest. Warrior's the Wrath, or yeah, I think it's the Wrath set. Like I said, I don't know all the names of them. Very badass. I think there's a Legion axe or sword that matches this set. There's a lot of stuff that can kind of match this aesthetic, but it's very, very cool warrior set. What I love about these remasters, they definitely put a lot more 3D assets to them, right? Like back in the day, I think in the old version of these sets, I guess I can do that really quick here while we're chatting about it. Here we go. And wow, what's kind of crazy? You can kind of look at you can kind of see, I forgot that way back in the day before tier 2 was a thing, they had like an older version of the sets which were really crappy. But they're very iconic sets. And you have Wrath, Transcendence, Tandstorm, Stormridge, Netherwind, Nemesis, Judgment. Okay, those are the names. I couldn't remember them. But basically what I was trying to say, I kind of made an edit here, but the Wrath sets were, or not the Wrath sets, but the old sets, really the only 3D assets were the shoulders and the helmet, right? Everything else is kind of pasted on your character, right? Yeah, maybe, and the gloves were maybe 2D. But anyways, I just wanted to maybe, like old reference to the old versions of the set. But let's go back to the new ones, shall we? Druid one, I think the Druid one looks fantastic. What's cool about these sets too is they started doing this with the Frayed sets they added in Dragonflight, but now they're adding 3D elements to robes, which I think is cool. Like, so for the Priest and Druid, now there's 3D assets to the robes, because the robes felt very tube-toppy. So they look fantastic. That helmet looks great. The Druid one looks amazing. Transcendence, I think, is the Priest one. I love how much the blue glows, so also looks very awesome. And then here we have Monk, Shaman, and Evoker. And from the video, they said the Evoker is based off Nefarian, I think, or, so they tried to make it based off a set that maybe was kind of shown back then, and then same for Monk. I think they, for 2 classes that weren't in WoW back in the day, I think these look great. They definitely, they tried to put a lot of love and effort into them because, they want them to be just as cool as, or they hope they're as cool as the tier 2 sets. I think the tier 2 set looks great for the Shaman. as someone that plays Shaman a lot, I will say I'm a little disappointed. Like you can obviously tell why aren't these chains 3D? Like I think they did that. Let me go back here. I think they did that for the Paladin, so you know, some bias, right? Let me scroll back up here to Paladin. Where was it? I think maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being tricked here, but I think that is 3D, right? I guess I'll have to see if when it's running it. Well, maybe it's 2D and I'm just stupid. But anyways, yeah, I wish those were 3D, but besides that, it looks great. Shoulders, the lightning element, fantastic. Oops. And yeah, Warlock, Demon Hunter, and Rogue. I will say the Demon Hunter is kind of a. I feel like it's a set that we've seen like multiple times before. I think they should have just made it look like Illidan, but I guess Illidan's kind of shirtless most of the time, so maybe that wouldn't work. And funny enough, the Warlock one, maybe it's because the old version of the Warlock one looks so good. This one doesn't look too much different. Maybe it's just kind of stretched out because it's on an undead. But it doesn't resonate as much as the other ones. And then the Rogue, I think the Rogue one looks incredible. Everyone, I've seen so many Rogues wear that set even now. So kudos to the people that love the Rogue set, or they'll be very happy with that. And then, oh, and then these are just different. I think more additional. Wait a minute. Oh, they just have different versions of pictures. Okay. Let me look at the Paladin here. Yeah, are those chains? I still can't tell if it's but anyways, I mean, we already looked at Warlock and we saw Priest, Mage. Yeah, so I think those are just different prints of them. Oh, these are like separated. Okay, Death Knight. Got it. Oh, and yeah, that was. This brings up another point. Was see, this is a green monk set. I think I have a. Let me zoom out here. We some people noticed, and I think it was posted. Yeah, here the monk set. It was someone posted on Twitter. But as you can see, they actually swapped out the picture. But as you can see here, there's a green version of the set and a red and gold one. And I actually like the red and gold one more. But that brings up the question is, are there recolors of these tier sets? And I really hope so, because these are fantastic sets. Why wouldn't we want recolors? And as someone that's a big fan of Transmog, yeah, so there's two colors of the set, and what I'm hoping for, maybe they'll make better colors, but in I think Season of Discovery, and I think just in the data mined files for the old WoW, you know, there's different recolors for all of these tier 2 sets. I think during, was it the Wrath pre-patch, they added these sets in, I think as like a catch-up gear during Wrath pre-patch, was this blue set, right? And I think like this blue Druid set, I could be wrong, but just imagine if they did the remaster of these sets with like some of these colors. Like the blue would be perfect if you want to be like a loon, Blessing of a Loon Druid, or even the red one looks cool. Hunter one, maybe if you don't want that purple aesthetic, you can be a red one. For the mage, you have blue. I will say for Paladin, this is like highlighter yellow. This is a little, I don't know if I'd want them to remaster in this color, but I think a remaster of this color would be fantastic. Like the more bluish, teal, purplish pink would look great. For Priest, if you want to be a Void Priest, Shadow Priest, I think the purple would be great. A purple Rogue for the shadows, that makes sense. Shaman, I'm not a big fan of the green one, but I think the red one for the Horde at least, that's a cool Shaman aesthetic. Warlock, this is a little more neon green. They definitely liked to use their very bright visual colors back in the day. Oh, there's only one for Warlock. And then Warrior's Red, I think Warrior Red is great. Purple, maybe not so much, but yeah, I hope that they do bring in recolors for the tier 2 sets. Yeah, so I hope they bring in recolors for all of these sets. Like, even the, shoot, where is it? Death Knight. Who wouldn't want, like, you know, where the heck is it? Oh, like, you know, this is for Frost, maybe a green version for if you want to be an Unholy Death Knight, blood, red version. No, everyone likes recolors. So, yeah, I thought I would just share my thoughts on these, and then I guess one other thing I wanted to do was, you know, and then these, of course, were inspired by back in the day during Legion, they made remakes of, I think, Tier 6. So Tier 20 was a remake of Tier 6. And I hope they keep doing this. I hope they make more... People that play WoW are nostalgic people, right? Let us play, make remakes of all the old sets, you know? And I know in 2 expansions, we're going back to Northrend for the last time. In Northrend, I opened this up because this is Tier 8. In Northrend, why not have us, you know, when you go back to Northrend, remake Tier 8 is just an example, right? These were pretty iconic sets. The Death Knight one's very iconic. Druid one, I don't think was as iconic. You know, some of them are more hits than misses. I think a lot of people liked the Hunter set. I see Hunters use this helmet all the time. The Rogue is very... actually, I think they kind of made a similar remake to this recently, but Priest one, I think is pretty cool. Wait, is that the Priest? What is this? Oh, this is the Paladin. Never mind. Oops, Paladin, Priest. I think the Priest one is actually pretty badass. Rogue. Hit or miss with the Rogue. But anyways, oh, I think the Shaman one's pretty sweet. But just, oh, the Warlock one, the Deathbringer. This was in the cinematic with the Wrathgate. Everyone remembers this one. But that would be a perfect remake. Anyways, this was just me throwing out an idea so that, yo, in Northrend, remake the Northrend set. But yeah, anyways, I was just super hyped about this. I love the Tier 2 sets. I'm a Transmog guy, so... Hey, I just wanted to make this quick little video. I'm assuming if you know anything about WoW, if you're play WoW, you probably might already know about this, but I just wanted to share my excitement with you guys. So, hopefully you enjoyed this short little quick video, and you know, write your comments on what your favorite one is. If I had to pick, maybe I'm biased because I played Druid a lot, but I loved the Druid. Paladin. I don't play Paladin much, but of course Druid, Paladin, Death Knight, and I think Warrior are my top 4. I'm not going to go through them all. Or no, Shaman. Maybe Shaman. I think a lot of them look great. I don't think there were too many duds here, so... Yeah, let me know your thoughts. I'm guessing this coming the next month or 2. I'm psyched, excited. Hope you're enjoying the War Within. I am. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good evening.